Welcome to Victory Rogue. Each week I will draft a temporary team of Pokemon to try to climb the Pokemon Champion singles ladder. How far will I get? Tune in every Monday to find out. Sup Nerds, Free99 here, back with the final episode of Season, M-2 in Pokemon Champions? The season this time around hasn't been that great. We are currently in Great Ball Rank 2, which is one rank less than we finished off last time. Hopefully we can match it or even climb into Ultra Rank, and here's the team that will try to do it. First up, we've got Snorlax. It's got Adamant Nature, max attack and max special defense in terms of EVs. It's got Double Edge, which is going to be our primary attacking move. Since it's holding the Silph Scarf, it will be boosted even more so. Facade is there in case we get burnt. We have something else to use. And then Earthquake and Wild Charge are two very good moves. Wild Charge is an electric type move that does have recoil, but it helps us take out flying and water types. Earthquake, just ground, is a really good type offensively, since it can hit steel types, it can hit rock types, it can hit fire types. And then it's neutral to quite a bit of other typings. The only thing we have to worry about are the flying types that are immune to it, which is why Wild Charge is really good to have. And then Double Edge can pretty much hit neutral for everything except for rock, steel, and ghost, which Earthquake is good for. So there's a bit of a trifecta in terms of like how all four of the moves on Snorlax has. Snorlax is pretty slow, so we're going to jump to our final pull here. I couldn't believe we found one, but Klefki is back with Trick Room. Trick Room makes it so the slower Pokemon moves first, so it reverses the turn order, which means our Snorlax with 50 speed will outspeed something like a Greninja, and hopefully we can Double Edge our way to a win. Double Edge does also have recoil, so we're gonna have to worry about that part, but if we deal more damage to the opponent than we take, it's a win-win. Plus, you know, we can hope that they are a glass cannon and we just one-shot them. The ability is Gluttony. There are no pinch berries in the game as of yet, so it's pretty much a wasted ability slot. It would have been better if we had like Thick Fat. At least that could be useful. Speaking of Klefki, we'll go to them right away. They've got max defense, max special attack in terms of EV investment. I'm not sure what decreased speed, increased defense is, but that's their nature. Signal Beam is going to be our go-to attack. Trick Room doesn't last forever. You know this, I know this, anybody who has ever used it can tell you that Trick Room only lasts for so long. Steel Beam costs health to use, so we're hoping that the Focus Sash that Klefki is holding makes it so they survive whatever attack our opponent has. Activates Trick Room, and then we just Steel Beam ourselves to death, which therefore passes the most amount of turns to our Snorlax, who can utilize it more with their damage. Calm Mind and Psychic are there for reasons. We're gonna hope to die, but there will be times where maybe our Klefki doesn't die and they're at 75% health. Maybe we could use them sparingly. So we could swap them out into the Snorlax early instead of killing ourselves with Steel Beam, and then make use of them DPS wise. So Calm Mind increases special defense and special attack, which means Steel Beam and Psychic will deal more damage. That is there. Prankster, kinda pointless. Trick Room already has like -4 in priority. So if you think of it this way, every move starts with 0 priority. And things like Quick Attack have +1 priority, that's why they're able to attack first. Trick Room has -4, which means chances are it's never going to be activated first. Even with Prankster, that makes non-damaging moves have +1 priority. So it goes from -4 to -3, which means things like Tackle still outspeed it priority-wise. So that's a bit of a wasted ability as well. It would have been great if we had, instead of Calm Mind, maybe Light Screen. Up next, like I said, Trick Room doesn't last forever. So we have a Lycanroc if we choose to use the Trick Room team. We have a Lycanroc in the back end. Max attack, max defense in terms of EVs, and then it's got increased defense, negative special attack for nature. Tough Claws means play rough and close combat, deal increased damage because they do make contact with the enemy. Rock Slide does not get boosted by Tough Claws, but it is a it does get stab increased damage because we are a rock type Pokemon. Double Team is there. Nobody hates stall teams as much as I do, but we're kind of on the ropes here. Maybe using 1 or 2 means the opponent misses 1 or 2 attacks, and hopefully it will give us the KO that we need if we're lucky enough. Chances are it's not. We go first, we use Double Team, they go next, they use Surf, it hits us, we die. But in the off chance that we do get to survive a couple of turns, I've given Lycanroc the leftovers so that it heals health over time. Citrus Berry heals more than 1 turn of Citrus Berry proccing heals more than leftovers, but leftovers like 5 turns in sequence will heal more than 1 Citrus Berry. So it's literally like time versus quantity over quality. The flip side of our team is going to be a Hydreigon. Speaking of the Citrus Berry here, that's what they're going to be holding. They've got Levitate as an ability, which means ground type moves cannot hit them. Plus they are also immune to traps such as Toxic Spikes, regular spikes, Sticky Web, things like that. They've got max special attack, max special defense in terms of EV investment, negative defense, increased special attack for the nature. They've got Dark Pulse and they've got Flash Cannon. It would have been great if they had Dragon Pulse instead of Flash Cannon, but at least Flash Cannon can hit Fairy types, which we are 4 times weak to, being a Dark Dragon type. They're mostly here, honestly, for Tailwind. Speed is the name of the game in terms of Pokemon. You want your Pokemon to attack first, and then you want them to hurt like heck. And Tailwind being able to double our speed, at least for a few turns, will give us that speed advantage in hopes to knock out our opponent before they can even touch us. Nasty Plot is there in case we're feeling like we want to keep Hydreigon out. Maybe all they have left is a Psychic type and they can't hit us. Dark Pulse will be our most damaging move. To pair with that increased speed, we do have a Frostlass here. Fun fact, Frostlass has a Mega Form. When they Mega, their ability does become, Snow Warning? So that the Snowstorm gets triggered when they Mega Evolve, which means Blizzard will be 100% accuracy, and this will be our best damaging move. Shadow Ball is there in case we run into like a, what resists ice type, like a water type. Maybe they switch into a Starmie. We can at least deal damage with a Shadow Ball. Light Screen is there in case we're feeling spicy. With 90 defense and 92 special defense, we're not going to be tanking a whole lot of hits. So if we know we're on our last legs and we know like maybe Blizzard isn't going to kill and neither is Shadow Ball, we could put up a light screen in order to make our last Pokemon like that much tankier if our opponent is using a special attacker. Destiny Bond is also there. If we activate Destiny Bond, which we should go first, if Tailwind is still active. If Tailwind is still active, we're going to be at 320 movement speed, 324. We should be able to outspeed most things, which means we can trigger Destiny Bond. We go first, we trigger Destiny Bond, our opponent knocks us out. They get knocked out as well. It's a really, really debilitating move if it gets pulled off. Last but not least is Glaceon. We finally found somebody to combo with an ice type, which is really good. They've got increased speed, decreased attack. So I believe this is Timid. This is Timid. Timid nature. And then they've got max special attack, max speed in terms of EV investments. Freeze Dry is going to be our best attacking move. Trailblaze increases our speed even more, which is why I was hoping it was more modest than Timid. Water Pulse is there in case we run into like a rock type or a fire type that tries to melt our ice type. And then Ice Shards is not only stab, but it has +1 priority. So let's say we use Freeze Dry and the opponent's like grass type lives at 1 health. We can ensure that we get to attack first and take him out with Ice Shards. Snow Cloak is the ability. While it's snowing, our Glaceon has increased evasion, and then Bright Powder increases that evasion even more so. So it's kind of like the Lichen Rock, where we're going to prey on a couple of misses thanks to Double Team. We're going to prey on a couple of misses with Snow Cloak and Bright Powder in order for Glaceon to take out our opponent. So yeah, that's the team. I believe last time we left this off, we were at 2 win streak with 2 bleeps left in order to progress to rank 2. Yes, so that's exactly where we left off. Hopefully we can, our first match here is a win, and then we can go into Great Ball rank 1 and we can at least tie what we did during the first round. Don't know how to pronounce that. Good luck, have fun regardless. Let's see what they're bringing to the fight. Lucario, Dragonite. Okay, so they got Double Dragon, which makes me want to use the Ice team. We've also got Freeze Dry, which means the 2 water types can get hit. We also have Trailblaze as a grass type move to hit the water types. And then they have a fire type as well. Like, this is... Lucario will be a problem. I'm not going to say that it's not. But if we can get past Lucario and Glaceon and it's still snowing, we should be able to take out the rest of their team. So I believe we are going to go Hydreigon, we're going to go Frostlass, and we're going to go Glaceon. Hopefully we can just freeze dry the rest of their team. I'm feeling good about this. The fire type could be an issue, but it's a fire ghost and we have an ice ghost on our team. So we could Shadow Ball them to death. There's the Dragonite. They're starting strong with a Dragonite here. We don't have a Dragon type move with Hydreigon, which is the unfortunate part. I think we get off the Tailwind. We have to get the Tailwind out. The Dragonite is pretty fast though, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to. We don't have... So one thing with Pokemon Champions is that we don't have access to multiple items. Multiple of the same items. Which means only one Pokemon can have Focus Sash. Only one Pokemon can have Citrus Berry. They're going for the Dragon Pulse. We're basically dead here. We live at 31 health! Way to go, Hydreigon! Stay in there. Citrus Berry gets eaten. But we took more than 50% health, which sucks. Tailwind ensures that we get to attack first. They might switch out here, but Dragonite does have its ability, so it's not gonna die. We're gonna deal some damage with Dark Pulse. Hopefully we can get a stun or a flinch. Less than 20% damage. They go for the Dragon Pulse. That's fine. We took out their passive multi-scale, which means they're gonna be taking 100% damage now. This might be where they release the Lucario, because we're putting in our Frostlass. We're gonna Mega, we're gonna go into Blizzard. Even if they switch, we're gonna deal some sort of damage here. They're deciding on whether or not they want to sack the Dragonite already. They're gonna withdraw the Dragonite. They think they can keep it alive, but that's fine. Here comes the Ceruledge. It's not gonna take so much damage, but it will take quite a bit. Here comes the Mega. Look at that amazing design. Everybody's favorite Yukiona now has a Mega form. Here comes the Snow Warning, which means Blizzard's gonna hit 100% accuracy. It does a little bit less than 50% of their health, but that's fine. We're part Ghost. We have Shadow Ball. They will die to the Shadow Ball unless they have, like, Shadow Sneak. But I don't think we're gonna die to a Shadow Sneak. It does have pretty low base power. Here comes the Shadow Ball. It connects. They're down to 0%. You tried. You tried. We'll give you that. Maybe their last Pokemon is the Lucario. Tailwind peters out, which means we're now quote-unquote slower than we used to be. I wouldn't call us slow though. 162, I think, was the speed on this. We still have a chance of outspeeding the Dragonite. We're not dead here. They're deciding on what they're doing, or our internet is having issues again. One of those two. I don't think it's us. Primarina comes out. Okay, okay. We can deal with a Primarina here. I kind of want to put on the light screen, honestly. If we put on the light screen, that means we just survive whatever Primarina tries to do. There's the Moonblast. It does connect. we took less than 25% health, or maybe at 25% health. I think we switch here. How many more turns of snow? There's 2 more turns of snow. I think we switch into Glaceon here. I think this is a smart switch in. A, we get to reserve the snow, and B, maybe they miss. No, they hit with the Moonblast. It's not a guaranteed miss, but we do take less damage. We can go for the Trailblaze here to get a bit of speed and to deal some damage to them. And then we'll go in with the ice attack. I'm already blanking out on the move. It is freeze dry. That's the move. It does deal increased damage against water types, so it's almost like we have stab against them. Leftovers is nice, but it's not gonna do a whole lot. We're gonna go for the freeze dry here. We outspeed the Primarina, we know that for certain. But with the Trailblaze, we might also outspeed the Dragonite, which is very good for us. It doesn't take him out, but it is super effective at the very least. Here comes the Moonblast. They missed! The snow is gone, but they still missed. I love it, I love it. They're probably wondering what happened there. And what happened was our held item kicked in. They're withdrawing the Primarina. They're releasing the Dragonite. That's fine. It's still going to take tons of damage here. It's flying dragon. 1 shot, 1 kill. Get out of here, buddy. Extremely effective. So the last Pokemon that they have left is the Primarina. The light screen does wear off, but we can get it back. We're going to go for the freeze dry. We have to go for the freeze dry. The Trailblaze doesn't do a whole lot. It's more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's more of a utility move than it is a damaging move. Primarina goes down. And just like that, we have tied our best so far, which is Great Ball Tier Rank 1. GG's. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but GG's nonetheless. Win streak bonus. Here we are. At the very least, we're going to end with Great Ball Tier Rank 1. And I am very happy with that. At least we didn't go down. The season is M-2. Next season, M-3. Good luck, have fun, Saiyan Z. Obvious nod to Dragon Ball. Was a big fan of it growing up, but I kind of fell off. I've watched, like, Dragon Ball GT, like, the first 2 episodes, and they're like... And I was like, they're bringing back Tiny Goku? That's kind of weird. And I haven't picked it up ever since. I know they rebooted it with Super Dragon Ball or whatever. Dragon Ball Super. But, I don't know. I just never got back to it. They have a bit of a scary team. Because they have 2 rock types, I don't want to use the Snorlax team. So I'm thinking we go back to the Hydreigon Frostlass Klefki play. As I was saying, in M-3, there will be a change in what Pokemon that you can use. So the entire roster is going to change. Whether that means that they're just going to add new ones or take some out as well, we do not know. But we're going to have to wait and find out. They're starting with the Scizor, which makes perfect sense. We have nothing against steel types except for the Snorlax. I think we go for the Tailwind here. We probably outspeed them already, but the Tailwind is more so for our other Pokemon than it is for Hydreigon. They're thinking maybe we do have Flamethrower, so they could be switching out here. It would be in our best interest if they swapped out. What's happening? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna act? Maybe they stay in and go for the Bug-type move? No, they would have stayed in if they had the Focus Sash. No, they're going for the Bullet Punch. Okay, sure. Here comes Tailwind. So we're now guaranteed faster. They could hit us again with the Bullet Punch. We're communicating again for some reason. One of us has internet issues. It could be me. We could go for the Dark Pulse, maybe get a couple of flinches out. Maybe now that they switch out? It's a bit of a catch-22, right? They don't know that we have a fire-type move, and we don't know if they have a bug-type move. They stay in. Here comes the Dark Pulse. It does about 30%, 40% health, I should say. There goes the Bug Bite. Unfortunate. They steal! They're stealing our Citrus Berry, which is a horrible, horrible situation. That sucks. They probably realized that we don't have a fire-type move because we didn't use it right away. And now they're back to essentially full health. That sucks. This was not supposed to be Klefki. This was supposed to be... We threw this. We threw this so hard. This is a bit of a wash. But I don't know if the Glaceon is even going to do anything. Since... I mean, we have two ice types against a steel type. This was never in our favor. But at least we can Mega. I'm not entirely sure what stats Frostlats gets when they Mega, but I'm hoping it deals increased special attack. Here comes the Shadow Ball. We get them down to about 50% health again. There goes the Swords Dance. They're gonna try to one-shot us with the Bullet Punch. They do heal for over 50% health, so we're not gonna kill them. We can only hope that Destiny Bond here, we live the Bullet Punch, and then Destiny Bond will kill them next turn. Unfortunately, that is not the case. Yep, we're gone. We are so gone. They sussed us out. They realized our Hydreigon was not tearing a Fire-type move. Usually, Hydreigon has something like Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower for anti-ice, and like Flash Cannon for like anti-fairy. At least that's the set that I play. We might as well not draw this out. We're just gonna go for Steel Beam. 2 Steel Beams is enough to take ourselves out. We go out on our own terms. But yeah, when I'm playing Hydreigon, it's usually like 4 attacking moves, and then the held item I give them is an Assault Vest, which means we are unable to use any status moves, but we get increased special defense. And then it's like max attack, max special attack, modest. GG's, Saiyan Z. I mean, you just picked the perfect counter to our team. Nothing else to say but that. In retrospect, we should have gone for the Earthquake team. At least we would have had something against the Scizor. So that's a bit disappointing, but we did get to rank 1. I don't know how to pronounce that. I want to say that one's Chinese. The first one that I couldn't pronounce was in Japanese. I want to say this one's in Chinese. Good luck, have fun regardless. They have a Steel type. They have a Rock type. They have 2 Rock types. It's a full shiny team. Because of how much I hate Garganacl, I think we Klefki, and if it's the stalling set, we murder them with the Snorlax. This seems to be a Trick Room team. Like, Earthquake kills Duraludon, Earthquake kills Tyranitar, Earthquake kills Garganacl. It screams Earthquake. There's the Archaludon. Oh, not Duraludon. Yes, it's the evolved form. Here comes Klefki. Ubuki's for the rescue. We go for the Trick Room here, I want to say. Or do we go for a couple of Calm Minds? I want to say we go for a couple of Calm Minds. We do have Prankster, so we do go ahead of them, increasing our special defense. It's something. Stealth Rocks. Okay, that's fine. We got a free turn. I love me a free turn. We're gonna go for a Calm Mind again. They're deciding to stay in. They can't hit us with a Dragon type move. I know they come with Electric type attacks. Metal Burst, but failed. So chances are they probably have Focus Sash. Do we break the focus sash already? And I think so? We should resist it. Metal Burst, they're faster than us. Metal Burst is never gonna trigger, dude. Okay, this is great. This is crazy. Metal Burst will never trigger, which means we can totally set up. Okay, their held item is leftovers. Usually with Metal Burst, because it is a counter type move, what you want to do is for your opponent to attack you, you survive the damage, and then Metal Burst to deal increased damage back to the opponent. But because they're faster than us, Metal Burst will never trigger, which means we're free to get +6/+6, and Klefki will be able to get a kill here. We're +3. Here comes +4. We're not gonna put up Trick Room. This is the one thing we are not gonna do, because Trick Room will make sure that we go first. Here comes a Flash Cannon. That's not gonna do anything, buddy. It is too late for you to start trying to deal damage to me. You should have started chipping away at my damage a very long time ago. They're starting to fight back. One crit and it's all over. So maybe we don't get greedy and we start hitting with Psychic. We're down to a little over half health. Psychic deals half health damage. Okay, so in 2 more turns, they're gonna die. Stamina goes up, but we don't care. We're not dealing physical damage. Leftovers heals them for a little bit. So yeah, it's a guaranteed 2-hit kill. This is definitely a guaranteed 2-hit kill. Unfortunately, we don't have our Focus Sash anymore, which means we might not even get... Oh, the special defense drop! That sucks! They're down to 13% health. We knew they would live this. Their next Flash Cannon is going to deal quite a bit of damage, which is very bad for us. That decreases the chance of us getting Trick Room out. But we have to do this. Like, we have to deal damage to them. We can't... They're withdrawing. Do they have a Dark type? Tyranitar? They're going for the Tyranitar. Okay. They could have Earthquake, which is going to be very annoying. We go for the Trick Room here. We definitely go for the Trick Room, right? We can Steel Beam if we survive. Here comes the Earthquake. Do we survive it, though? We don't. Okay, that makes sense. Klefki dies. So because we don't have the Trick Room up, I feel like just going right into Lycanroc and just spamming close combat here. We could go for the double team, but we know that they have Earthquake, so we could just die to it. Spamming close combat is our best bet. Hopefully we outspeed every single one of their Pokemon. Tyranitar dies. Our defense and special defense drop, which is a little troublesome. Archaludon is like dying, so that's good for us. What is their last Pokemon? Archaludon comes back. We know that they're pretty slow, or pretty fast. Pretty slow, pretty fast, pretty fast. I think we go for another close combat, and then maybe we would draw Lycanroc and just let it tank whatever their last Pokemon is. We are at -2 defense and -2 special defense, so it is a bad idea to keep in Lycanroc. We will get one-shot by whatever comes in. Unless, of course, we think we can outspeed it. What is their final Pokemon here? Hydreigon. It could be choiced. Maybe we stay in. We could play rough. We could roll the dice and go for a play rough. But close combat has been doing quite a bit. Problem with play rough is it's 90% accuracy. I think we go for the close combat. Any damage is good damage. Focus Miss. They went with a Focus Miss. That sucks. They're probably choiced then. So they're locked into Focus Miss. Which means Hydreigon could kill Snorlax in one shot. And all we have is a double edge. This is very bad. I guess it makes sense to lock themselves into Focus Miss, just because we have like an Ice type, a normal type. If we had the Dark type or the Ghost type, they would have been screwed. Here comes the double edge. There goes the Focus Miss. It finally hits us. Oh, we live! That's nice. Well, we die to our own double edge probably, right? They're down to 4. We took a whole lot of damage. Okay, so it comes to them hitting Focus Blast for one more turn. Or they either miss or we hit them and win. Draco Meteor misses! They weren't choiced! They went for, okay, I mean, yeah, we'll take the win. I'm pretty sure we die here. But just like last time, it's whoever kills the other. Oh, we don't even die. Yeah, GG's. GG's to you. Draco Meteor, funny enough, has more special attack. Or more special attack. More, what's the word I'm looking for? More accuracy than Focus Miss. So it made sense to switch to it. But that 10% was what made them miss. Draco Miss and Focus Miss. And Stone Miss. Stone Edge for those of you who don't understand what I'm saying. Good luck, have fun to you. I don't know how to pronounce your name again. They've got a rock type again. They're probably going to start off with the Glamora, which is very annoying. Problem is, if we start off with the Hydreigon, how are we going to... Wait, no. We don't have a problem with rock types because Hydreigon has this steel type attack, right? I'm pretty sure. So what if we go Hydreigon, we go Frostlass, we go Glaceon? Because Glaceon can take out the Primarina, it can take out the Ceruledge, it can take out the Dragonite. We might have issues with the Scizor, like we did last time. But we don't really have any other way to counter it. We don't have any Fire-type moves is the issue here. On the flip side, if we went like Snorlax Lycanroc, then the Lycanroc's close combat would have been able to take out both the Maushold and the Scizor. The Glamora is their lead. Okay, they're probably going to set up all the traps, which is fine. I think we start off with a Flash Cannon. I don't think it can kill us, so we start off with the Flash Cannon here. There's the Stealth Rocks. It's probably going to set up like spikes and toxic spikes as well. Here comes our Flash Cannon. It does quite a bit of damage. We'll take it. Question is, do we go for one Nasty Plot to increase our damage? We're not going to stop them from setting up, is the thing. No, I think we just go for the kill. I feel like we go for the kill. The less traps that they set up, the better. There goes Toxic. Okay. Maybe they have Protect. Toxic usually pairs well with Protect, which means if we went for the Nasty Plot, then they would have been able to like Protect and get the Toxic damage for a little bit more. I think this was the right thing to do. What is their other Pokemon is the question here. It is a Scizor. We're gonna die to another Scizor, which is very unfortunate. I think we go for the Tailwind. Do we go for the Tailwind? Scizor has Bullet Punch, so it doesn't matter if we go for Tailwind or not. I think we just go for the damage. Vacuum Wave. It's not even Bullet Punch. Wait, it's a special Scizor? Critical hit is crazy? They took a lot of damage from that. We critted too. Okay, cool, I guess. In a way. Yeah, we go for Dark Pulse. We take them out. I don't believe they have a Psychic type. The best that they could do would be to swap out the Primarina. Nope, we go for the Dark Pulse. They're slower than us, so there goes Scizor. We take a bit of poison, but we do heal from the Citrus Berry, so it sort of cancels out. What is their final Pokemon, and can their 3 Pokemon... Yeah, we can definitely take this out. We can definitely take this out. We'll do the Tailwind here. Just in case our Hydreigon does die to the Ceruledge, we do have Tailwind. There goes Poltergeist. We already consumed our held item. Poltergeist does nothing. Here comes the Dark Pulse. Get wrecked, Ceruledge. 15% health. Are they going to go for another Poltergeist? They're going to go for another Poltergeist. We don't die to the poison, I want to say. Yeah, we don't. So they could kill us with a, like, Shadow Sneak. Yeah, they do have Shadow Sneak. Okay. Why didn't they do that from the very beginning? They could have at least did a bit of damage. So here comes our Flash Slash. And then we're just gonna Mega Disrespect. Are we dumb enough to disrespect Blizzard, kill them? Are we that dumb? Do we want to be that dumb? I think we don't. I think we don't. Maybe if they were at 5% and not 15%, we would totally do it. It's a beautiful Mega, by the way. I cannot state just how amazing I think this Mega is. Here comes the Shadow Sneak. We don't die. We don't die. Okay. I love how there's like a blanket of snow as their feet. That's pretty cool. And then the kimono that they're wearing is a lot more elegant, a lot more detailed. The horns are there, so you get that more of an Oni vibe. Two-win streak. If we can get, I know I'm asking for much here, but if we can get one more win, we could technically reach Ultra Ball tier. And that would be something. Good luck, have fun, Bebo. GG's, our previous opponent. Good luck, have fun, Bebo. That's a scary team. That's a shiny team. Almost all shiny. At least 3 of them are shiny. What are the chances they're gonna go shiny? Like, they just go Scizor, Dragonite, Charizard, Kangaskhan. We're gonna go Hydreigon. We're gonna go Frostlass. We're gonna go Glaceon. And we're gonna hope for the best. Because we have an Ice team, I doubt they're gonna go Hippowdon, Masquerain, and the Land Shark. So it's probably Scizor, Charizard, Kangaskhan. Which is a bit of an issue for us. Well, it can be an issue for us. We do have a water type attack on Glaceon. So unless that's a dragon type, if that's a Dragon X, then Ice is neutral. If that's a Dragon Y, then we do have a water type attack. But question is, it is the Scizor lead. Will we have will it have the sun out, or will it be snowing? Just like last time, I think we go for the kill. We go for the kill, right? Here comes the Dark Pulse. Maybe they flinch? We can hope for a flinch here. It would be great if they flinched. Nope, close combat! Bro wants us dead. That's nuts. Okay, we're guaranteed to kill it, at least. We are guaranteed to kill it. Do we Mega? I think we do, and if the Charizard comes out, and it is a Mega, we swap out. Do we swap out? We Mega and Shadow Ball, definitely. We definitely Mega and Shadow Ball, right? And then, we could, assuming we outspeed it, we could Destiny Bond the Charizard, let us die to the Flamethrower, but then the Snow won't be active, and it's whatever their last Pokemon is versus us. Bullet Punch does quite a bit of damage. Here comes the Shadow Ball. It does take him out. Okay. I was scared there. I was scared there. Is the Charizard coming out? If it did, they would have done it right away. Great friend. Wow. Do they have a way to outspeed us is the question. Or maybe they're just faster. Knockoff? Okay, the knockoff still works, I believe. You just can't knock off the Mega Stone. So the unfortunate part is they're very fast. We're gonna go for the freeze dry. It's the only thing we have. And then hopefully we dodge. No, we don't even dodge. And they knock off our bright powder. If we could play this a different way, Tailwind I don't think would have made a difference. Because then we would have had to take 2 turns to destroy the Scizor, which could have absolutely just bodied our entire team. I think they're choiced here, which is crazy. They miss, which is even crazier. Maybe that's how they were able to outspeed our Yukiona. Bright Powder is gone, but former Alpha, oh, it is a Charizard. I mean, we gotta go for the freeze dry, right? If you Mega and you bring the Sun out, then the Water Pulse isn't gonna do a whole lot. At least if you're Mega X, then it was a Mega Y. That's very unfortunate for us. Well, we did our best. There's no way they're gonna miss. Our health item was gone, and the snow is gone. Choice Scarf, Protein, Masquerade. GG's, Bebo. GG's. Who do we get next? What are we gonna do next? Taking quite a bit. Rink? Good luck, have fun, Rink. I mean, we have to go snow, right? We basically have to go snow here. If that's a Tyranitar lead, our Hydreigon can still kill it with the Steel Beam or Steel Beam Flash Cannon. The Rotom, Ghost versus Ghost, and then the Charizard would be our only issue, which we'd draw Frostlass in order to conserve the snow, because we can't let them have the sun. Unless that is an X, in which case it doesn't matter. And then if they bring out the other 3, well, they're just dead. We could have also done like Lycanroc in the back end instead of Hydreigon in the front end. There's the Tyranitar. Here comes Hydreigon. Nice to meet you. They might be able to OTK us. They could have close combat. I think we go for the Tailwind here. There's a Tailwind. We do outspeed them. We naturally outspeed them, which is great. Rock Slide does miss. 10% accuracy. Here comes the Flash Cannon. We could have tried buffing ourselves, but we would rather let Hydreigon die. Oh, maybe we should buff ourselves. Here comes the Rock Slide. We can't buff ourselves anymore. Although Citrus Berry. No, but then the Sand buffing us? Yeah, I think we go for the Flash Cannon again. I totally forgot that the Sand got buffed. Rock types have increased special defense now, while Sandstorm is active, which is very nice. They went for an Iron defense? But we're special attackers. That's okay. I mean, they don't know that. They don't know that we're all special attackers. 9% health. Here comes the final Rock Slide. We're finally taking... No, the Sand kills us. The Sand obviously kills us. Yep. Okay. Tailwind petered out, which means Sandstorm dies this turn. We could put in Glaceon. Or we could throw out Frostlass. Bring in the Snow. Yeah. We go Mega, we go Blizzard. They're not crazy enough to switch. Although they could, if they think like a Charizard could tank it or something. But I think Tyranitar dies. Tailwind petering out is a bit unfortunate on our side. That means whatever base speed we have is the base speed we have. Mega Frostlass is out, Snore Warning is in, Sandstorm is out, Blizzard comes in, Tyranitar is out. What's the next Pokemon that's gonna come in, I wonder? It is the Charizard. I think we swap out here. Or if we're crazy, we go for the Light Screen. Do we go for the Destiny Bond? Am I that crazy? Like the whole point of, is it Mega Y? It's Mega X. We could have gone for the Blizzard. Okay. Do they kill us though? Flame Charge? Destiny Bond comes out. They could go for Flare Blitz, which means they die with it. They die with us. There is a Flare Blitz. Take us out, take us out. Yes! Destiny Bond coming in clutch. Thank you. Yuki Onna. Goat. Charizard's out. So it's Glaceon versus whatever their final is. If it's the Rotom, we're kind of hooped because we kind of wanted the Frostlass to take it out. It was a Venusaur! It could have thick fat. Does base Venusaur have thick fat? Or is that just a Mega form? Frenzy Plant, but it missed! They're faster than us, but it doesn't matter. They're down to 18%, bro. They're dead. We should be able to take them out. They definitely don't have thick fat, which means Ice Shard should be the winning blow here. I really hope it's the winning blow. 20% is a lot, but they are in the red. 0%! You gotta love to see it. GG's. GG's to my opponent. Rink, you put up a really good fight. We are climbing. We've climbed more in this round than we did last episode. Let's keep going. I've still got a couple more battles in me. Another name I do not know how to pronounce, but good luck, have fun to you regardless. Okay, couple of dragons, a couple of dragons, 3 dragons, a grass type, and another Charizard. I mean, the ice team has been working for us so far. If we go Lycanroc, what do we have against? Maybe this is the Lycanroc play. What would their lead be? Like the Archaludon or something? Yeah, I think maybe this time we don't start with the Frostlass. Or we don't start with the Hydreigon. Maybe we go Lycanroc. We go like Frostlass, Glaceon, Lycanroc. That could be a thing. No, I like having the speed. I honestly like having the speed. Plus it could be another choice cat over there. So having the Tailwind speed wouldn't be so bad. Good luck, have fun to you. It's a Garchomp lead. Okay, well, we're levitating, so that's something. I think we can outspeed a Garchomp. We go for the Nasty Plot. Maybe they switch out. Garchomp uses the Outrage. Okay, well that sucks. They're very fast, which makes me think they're Scarf, which tells me that we might be dead here. I don't think Frostlass can outspeed a Scarf Garchomp. We still need to Mega in order to get the snow out. I think we go for the Blizzard. If Blizzard hits and we go first, we kill them. If it doesn't and they're still faster than us, thanks to the Choice Scarf, then we're just screwed. This looked like an easy win, but it's actually the worst fight ever. No! We outspeed, even with the Choice Scarf. Okay, we'll take... No, it was a Focus Sash all along! It was a Focus... So they just naturally outsped us. That's unfortunate. And it's always going to be a 3-turn outrage because the game hates us. Oh no, 2-turn outrage. We finally, like, got ourselves a win there. Unfortunately, Snow no longer deals damage every after turn at the end of every turn. So they would have died there. We could have had one more turn of Snow. Very unfortunate. Snow does increase defense now, which might be the only reason why we survived. Here's the problem, right? We go Destiny Bond. They might outspeed us though. They definitely outspeed us. Mega Lopunny is super fast. But here's the thing. As I was saying, they buffed Sandstorm. Fake out hits because they have that ability. Which is horrible. They have Scrappy when they Mega Evolve, so they can hit those types with normal and U-turn? Really? Disrespect U-turn kill? That sucks. Either way, what was I saying? So Sandstorm got a buff where they get increased special defense, while Rock types get increased special defense while the Sandstorm is up. Plus it deals damage at the end of every turn. But for some reason, Snow, they removed the damage that they take at the end of every turn and gave it a defense buff, which is a little bit confusing, at least for me. Like, what makes Sand so much better than Snow, or so much worse than Snow, that they had to remove the turn damage? Stamina goes up, it doesn't matter, we're not physical. Flash Cannon misses, which is hilarious. I think this is the last turn of Snow though, so there's our 1-turn grace. I don't think the heal matters, they still die. So it's literally, Lopunny's gonna fake us out, which is always gonna hit. Well, we still do have our item. So fake out isn't guaranteed to hit. So there's that. Maybe we do get the freeze dry out. Do we go for the Trailblaze is the question here. Do we try to outspeed them? And I think the answer is no. I think we freeze dry. Here comes the fake out. It always hits. There's our flinch. Okay, here it goes. They either miss or they kill us. Close combat does connect. Unfortunate, unfortunate. GG's. Don't know how to pronounce your name, but GG's nonetheless. One or two more battles. If we win the next one, then I'll call it there. But I want to end this on a high note, right? I want to end this on a win. It is the final episode after all. Taking a bit here. Jackalson? Good luck, have fun, Jackalson? Or, no, that's GLC Skin. GLC... Okay, sure, either way, good luck, have fun to you. They have 2 psychic types. So, like, a Hydreigon lead would be funny. Hydreigon lead would be very funny. I don't think it's the Trick Room team here. I really don't. Well, they do have 2 poison types. Klefki Trick Room, and then like Psychic, their dude. But then what would be our follow-up? Like Snorlax, they have a Ghost type and a Fighting type. Yeah, I think because of the threat of the Dragonite, we go for our Snow team. It's a Sylveon lead, which is very unfortunate because we have a Hydreigon up in front. We can hope to outspeed or we could run away. I think we Tailwind. Hydreigon Tailwind triggers. Okay, nice, nice. We died to the Moonblast though. Oh no, they're going for Leon. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. They could be trying to set up here. I think we just go for the flash cannon. I don't want our Yuki-Onna to take any more damage than they need to, honestly. Just take out the Hot Dragon. Oh, they're gonna go for setup. Okay, okay. The Moonblast is gonna hurt. So here's the thing, right? We have Destiny Bond on the Yuki-Onna. We have the Destiny Bond on the Yuki-Onna, and I think that's what we're gonna hope to accomplish here. We also have technically whatchamacallit, light screen. It could be a light screen play. I doubt we're gonna kill it with Blizzard because it did get the Calm Mind off. Maybe we do go for the light screen play, and then that'll set up. Do we go for the light screen or Destiny Bond? We just go for Blizzard. We outspeed. We do 58% damage. We're just gonna insert our dominance into the Sylveon, and they're just gonna have to take it. Here comes the Snow Warning. There goes the Blizzard. They take the damage. They live at 19%. They get frozen! They get frozen. Yo! Thawed out on the same turn. Are you kidding me? Baton Pass? Can you even thaw out because of Baton Pass? No, I think they just got lucky there. I'm pretty sure they got lucky there. Armorogue comes out. I don't think we're going to be able to kill it. I think our best bet is the Destiny Bond here. We do outspeed. I'm pretty sure we outspeed. But I don't think with the +1 special defense, we're able to take out the Armorogue with a Shadow Ball. Yeah, you can kill us. Be my guest. Special defense drop, but your HP is going to drop as well. I don't believe Focus Sash saves you from a Destiny Bond. Sylveon comes back out. They're at very little health. We can hope to go first and hit them with our Freeze Dry. We could also go for the Ice Shards. It's not weak to the Ice Shards. I'd rather go for the Freeze Dry. Eevee on Eevee Violence. We do outspeed. Get wrecked, Sylveon. It's probably like max health, max defense. With like Yawn, Calm Mind, Baton Pass, Moonblast, and something else. There's the Dragonite. The snow is still up, so we can hope to live here. They're probably going to go Mega. There's no reason they wouldn't. Yep. We have to break through Multiscale first. And the only way to do that would be to go first and hit them. Or for them to miss and hit. And for us to hit them first. There's the Fire Blast. No, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. We did all the right plays. Unfortunately, we're just not lucky enough. Also, they outsped us, which meant that we would have had to like dodge 2 of their attacks. We lose our final blip in Great Ball Tier Rank 1. But I don't think we can D-rank, at least not in Great Ball. So we did tie our last season's rank, which is nice. At least we didn't get worse. Good luck, have fun to you. I don't know how to pronounce your name. GG's to the other person. I don't recall if I said GG's to them. They have their own snow. They do have their own snow. I don't think we go snow here, just because they have their own snow. But then what do we do? Like, maybe some Snorlax on Snorlax Violence? Trick Room would be nutty here. Like, we don't want a Trick Room because of their King Gambit, and they have their own Snorlax. But Trick Room doesn't last forever. Yeah, maybe we try the Trick Room. Because, like, the King Gambit is only scary if you let it get off like a couple of Swords Dance and then Sucker Punch you to death. if we can get some double team up on Lycanroc, then the King Gambit doesn't matter, but here it is. So it does matter. Okay, here we go, It's exerting pressure. We're dark type, so it shouldn't do a whole lot to us. I don't want a Trick Room. We could Calm Mind and make Steel Beam actually hurt. There's the Calm Mind. They could be setting up here as well. There's the Scary Face. We're already slow, buddy. Like, you didn't have to do that. Although, we could set up Trick Room now and know that we're slower than them. Nope, we're still faster than them. Or did they finally go for the Sucker Punch? Nope, they're still going for the Scary Face. Why are you going Scary Face? They have a plan here. I don't know what it is, but they have a plan, and I don't like it. +3/+3? We still outspeed them, which is the craziest part. How are we still outspeeding you? There's Lash Out. It does something. It did something. We keep going? I think we keep going. We have learned that they can't kill us. Ish. So yeah, maybe we just keep going. There's the third Scary Face. This is a very weird interaction we're having here. I think we go for one more Calm Mind and then get... Maybe we do go for the Trick Room now. No, I think they've been faster this entire time. We've just had Prankster. Trick Room time. Scary Face doesn't work. Our speed can't go any lower. Here comes Trick Room. I think we go for the Steel Beam. And we hope that it kills. It's not very effective, but we have +3/+3. Ooh, almost insta-kill. So close, so close. There goes the Lash Out. Maybe we die from this? No? We should have gone for the +6/+6. It's very unfortunate. If Steel Beam got a kill here, then we would have had a very beefed up Klepki with like Psychic to take out the rest of their team. Unfortunately, that is not the case. We do have a couple more turns of Trick Room. So Snorlax coming out isn't the worst idea. We could only hope that they also have a Snorlax. Obama Snow. Obama Snow. So the snow is going to come out. Unfortunately, we don't have thick... The snow is not going to come out, so it's like soundproof or something. Here comes the Double Edge. We outspeed because Trick Room is still active. Does a lot of damage. 4% health remaining is great for our side. Solar Beam. Again, I'm not saying bots exist, okay? Because I don't believe that they exist. I'm just saying this is a very peculiar battle that we're having right now. Especially after 2 losses in a row or something. Very peculiar battle. Indeed. There goes the Dragon Pulse, the first attack that makes sense this entire time. We tanked that. It was even a crit. Here comes the Double Edge. They're down to 11% health. Recoil. Disrespect Facade Kill? Question mark? If only we had Choice Band and not the Silk Scarf, we would have like OTK'd most of these attacks. Or even like a Life Orb. And GG's to you. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but GG's nonetheless. I think that's gonna do it. That was our final battle. Very, very weird final battle for the final episode. As always, I've been Free99. You've all been amazing. I'll catch you next season.